this is Julianne Mao reporting for the Runner Online, here with a new edition of Microwavable Meal in a Mug. Today we have cheesy sausage spaghetti. We're here with Janelle Reed. So Janelle, can you let us know what the first step is?
Sure. So you're going to want to pick spaghetti noodles or something similar to that to start it out. Spaghetti noodles are typically really long, so you want to make sure that you break them up into fourths. So what I'll do is I'll break a bunch in half, and then I'll break it in half again. The amount that you should come out to would be about 3/4 of a cup. The next thing you want to do is add 3/4 of a cup of water. So however much pasta you end up adding in, make sure that there's water to equal that. The next thing you want to do is add in a dash of salt. So once you have all of those ingredients, you're going to want to put them in a microwavable container. This recipe is a little different than the ones that we've been doing because it does utilize another container. However, if you don't have something like this, you can totally do it in another mug. So as long as you have at least 2 coffee cups, you should be fine. The first thing that you're going to do is put all of those ingredients in your microwavable container or your mug. So I already have them all in here for us, and you're going to want to put them in the microwave for 4 minutes. It's a little longer than what we're used to, but since it's pasta, you have to make sure that it's perfectly cooked. But not all the way cooked, since we will be microwaving them a little bit more. So as long as your water is almost all absorbed, that's going to be perfect. The next thing we're going to add is a 1/2 cup of milk, or half and half. Either one is going to be totally fine for this. So you're going to want to pour that in over your noodles. This will give your base a more like a creamier texture, as opposed to like a watery or a dry texture. The next thing you're going to want to do is add a 1/4 cup of sharp cheddar cheese and a 1/4 cup of your cheese of preference. So for this, I decided to pick an Italian blend, which has 5 different Italian cheeses. I figured that fit best with the recipe. So I have both 1/4 cup of the Italian and a 1/4 cup of the sharp cheddar, and I'm going to put all of that in with my milky noodles here. I'm going to give that a quick stir, just to make sure everything is all mixed up. You don't have to have it perfectly all mixed at the moment, because we will be adding it into something else later. I'm also going to add in a little bit of pepper, just for taste, and a little salt, of course, for taste as well. Give that one last stir, and you're going to want to set it aside. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your sausage. So I personally like to get pre-cooked sausage because it makes your life a lot easier, so that you know you're not pulling out raw meat just in case. Plus, Farmer John is my favorite guy. So I picked a hot Louisiana sausage. You could also pick a sweet Italian sausage. You could get something hotter than this, a mild, just kind of depends on your preference. I like something with a little kick, so I got a smoked sausage that has medium heat. Now, since this is not needing to be cooked all the way through because it's pre-cooked, you're only gonna need to heat it up just a touch, which means you can actually put in as much sausage as you want. If you're gonna use raw sausage, you wanna make sure you're only putting in about 2 ounces of meat, just in case you're not able to cook all of it all the way through. So I'm gonna put in my sausage, and I like a lot. So I'm going to put in some meat here. Now, if you can see, the sausage covers the bottom of the mug, and it's almost on top of each other just a little bit. So it's not too much, and it's not by any means halfway up the mug, but it's just enough. The next thing you're going to want to do is add in some butter and garlic, purely for taste. The butter, you're going to want about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I really like butter, so I'm going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon here. Not too much. You don't want garlicky pasta. Just enough for taste. Then what you're going to want to do is put this in for about a minute, just to get everything hot and mixed up. Mess here. You're going to dump the whole thing in your mug. You want to be careful, making sure that none of it spills. You get all your pasta, all your cheese, all the milk. Perfect. And then I like to make sure my meat is all mixed in. So I'm going to give it a big mix through. Get some of that sausage mixed through. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is put a little bit more salt and pepper on top, just for taste. You can add more of this when your pasta is done if you feel like you need it. Or if you don't feel like adding so much salt and pepper, then you don't have to. The next thing you're going to do is take your whole mixture now and put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes.
And we are back with our cheesy sausage spaghetti that Janelle Reed has now finished for us, and I'm ready to try it. And that is delicious. Thank you, Janelle Reed. I know for sure what I'll be having for dinner tonight. With Janelle Reed, this is Julianne Mao reporting for The Runner Online.